Students, generally we write numbers as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. These numbers are called as natural numbers, and each number is having its own position. That means number 1 is on first position, number 2 is on second position, 3 is on third position. So from this we can directly tell that which number is on sixth position, number 6. Which number is on 10th position? 10. So each number is having its own position. Now second set of numbers is 1, 4, 9, 16 and so on. So if you observe these numbers, you come to know that here 1 is the square of 1, 4 is square of 2, 9 is square of 3, 16 is square of 4. That means 1 is on first position, 4 is on second position, 9 is on third position, 16 is on fourth position. Now which number will be on fifth position? We can find out. 5 square, that is 25. Okay. So here each number is having its own position and the numbers are arranged with definite order. So this set of numbers are called as sequences. This set of numbers are called as sequence, in which the numbers are arranged with definite order. Sometimes numbers are having particular pattern. So here one example is given. So you can study the pattern. Here in first, how many circles are there? 1. In your second pattern, how many circles are there? 1, 2, 3. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now with this pattern you can find out how many circles are there in the next box. Okay, you can find out. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and here also 1, 2, 3, 4. So how many circles are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. See, you can find out the pattern. 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 2, 5, 5 plus 2, 7, 7 plus 2, 9. This way you can find out the next pattern. Followed? So these are sequences. Here also I wrote some sequences. Next one is 1, 4, 7, 10 and so on. So if you find out what order is there in the consecutive numbers, you can find out the next number. Okay. So here first number is 1, second is 4. So if you add 3 in first number, see 1 plus 3 you will get 4. Then 4 plus 3 you will get 7. 7 plus 3, 10. Like this you can find out next number. 10 plus 3, 13. 13 plus 3, 16. So here they are having particular order between them. So these numbers are called as sequence. Followed? And in the sequence, each number is called as term. First term, second term, third term, like that. So it is denoted as T1. First term is denoted as T1. Second term denoted as T2. Third term is denoted as T3. And so on. Fourth term T4, fifth term T5, like that. If the sequence is like this, infinite. So you can tell the next nth term is TL. So generally the sequence is denoted as TL if the sequence is infinite. Okay. Here next sequence 6, 12, 18, 24. So find out the relation between among these. First term is 6, second term is 12. So if you add 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 6, 18. 18 plus 6, 24. So what will be the next number? Correct. 24 plus 6, 30. So if you find out the order relation between these consecutive terms, you can find out the next term. So that's why this set of numbers are called as sequence. Here 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So even if you see the same number, but there is also one order relation. 3 plus 0, 3. 3 plus 0, 3. 3 plus 0, 3. So every time 0, 0 is added. So next term you will get 3. 3, 3 like that. Next example, 4, 16, 64. Now here instead of adding particular number, what is doing here? 4 multiplied by 4, 16. 16 multiplied by 4, 64. That means to get the next term, we have to multiply 4. Multiply by 4. Here in first 3 examples we saw that to get the next term we have to add particular number. In this example to get the next term we have to multiply the number by 4. Now last example. Minus 1, minus 1.5, minus 2, minus 2.5 and so on. Okay. So if you find out the order relation here, you will get that if you add minus 0.5, see minus 1 plus minus 0.5, you will get minus 1.5. Again add minus 0.5. So minus 1.5 plus minus 0.5, if you add this, you will get minus 2. Again minus 2 plus minus 0.5, you will get minus 2.5. So to get the next term, we have to add minus 0.5. Okay. So here these all examples are of sequences. But if you find a relation that only accept this sequence, in example 4, 5, 6 and 8, in all these examples, to get the next term, we have to add particular number in the previous term. Okay. That means we can say in that way also, the difference between consecutive terms is constant. Minus 1.5 minus 1, you will get minus 0.5. Minus 2 minus 1.5, you will get minus 0.5. Minus 2.5 minus 2, you will get minus 0.5. Here also 3 minus 3, 0. 3 minus 3, 0. 3 minus 3, 0. The difference between consecutive terms is constant. 12 minus 6, 6. 18 minus 12, 6. 24 minus 18, 6. In this example, 4 minus 1, 3. 7 minus 4, 3. 10 minus 7, 3. So in these examples, example number 4, 5, 6 and 8, the difference between two consecutive terms is constant. And that's why these sequences are called as arithmetic progression. In the sequence, if the difference between two consecutive numbers is constant, that sequences are called as arithmetic progression. And in this example 7, to get the next term, we multiplied the previous term by 4. So if such type of sequence is given, this type of sequences are called as geometric progression. So follow the difference between arithmetic progression and geometric progression. Okay. Now this year we are going to study about arithmetic progression. Okay. Students, we studied the definition of arithmetic progression. That in the sequence, If the difference between consecutive terms is constant, then that sequence is called as arithmetic progression. Now using this, let us solve practice set 3.1. So question number 1. Some sequences are given and we have to identify whether that sequences are AP or not. So in that question number 1, first one, the sequence is 2, 4, 6, 8 and so on. Okay. So student, let us we assume these numbers as a term. T1, T2, T3, T4 like that. So let T1 is equal to 2, T2 is equal to 4, T3 is equal to 6, T4 is equal to 8. Now to decide whether it is AP or not, we have to find out the difference between consecutive terms. That means T2 minus T1, T2 minus T1, 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2 is 2. Then T3 minus T2, 6 minus 4, 6 minus 4 it is also 2. Then T4 minus T3, T4 minus T3, 8 minus 6, 2. So here we got the difference between consecutive terms is constant. So we can say that this given sequence is AP. We have to write that statement. The difference between two consecutive terms is constant. Therefore, the given sequence is AP. Maybe this type of question comes for 1 or 2 marks. You have to write this reason why the sequence is AP or why it is not in AP. The difference between two consecutive terms is constant. Therefore, the given sequence is AP. Okay. Now let us see one more example from question number 1. Example number 3. The sequence is given minus 10, minus 6, minus 2, 2 and so on. So our first step is, let me assume these as term T1, T2, T3 like that. So let T1 is equal to minus 10, T2 is equal to minus 6, T3 is equal to minus 2 and T4 is equal to 2. So we have to find out difference between consecutive terms. T2 minus T1. T2 is minus 6 and T1 is minus 10. So minus 6 minus bracket minus 10. Now when negative terms are there, be careful here, this minus into minus will become plus. So here you will get minus 6 plus 10. So minus 6 plus 10 you will get answer 4. Okay. Next T3 minus T2. T3 minus 2, T2 is minus 6. So minus 2 minus bracket minus 6. So again here minus into minus you will get plus 6. So plus 6 minus 2 you will get 4. Next one is T4 minus T3. T4 is 2, T3 is minus 2. So T2 minus bracket minus 2. Minus into minus plus. So 2 plus 2 you will get 4. So you got here the difference between two consecutive terms is constant. So therefore this sequence is also AP. We have to write the statement. the difference between two consecutive terms is constant. Therefore, the given sequence is AP. Okay? Instead of this constant difference, if you get different, it means the difference is not constant, then the sequence is not AP. Followed? So this way you have to solve question number 1. To decide whether the given sequence is AP or not, you have to find out the difference between consecutive terms. Okay? Now let's go for the second question. In the second question they gave for an AP, the first term is A and common difference is 5. So we have to create AP. First term is A and common difference is D. So we have to create AP. So to create AP we have to find out T1, T2, T3, so on. First term, second term, third term. So minimum we will find out 4 terms here. Okay. So T1 means first term and here the first term is given A. So T1 is equal to A, which is 10. Now we will find out second term, T2. So to find out next term, in the previous term we have to add common difference. Means previous term is T1. In that we have to add common difference D. So T1 we got 10 plus common difference is 5. So 10 plus 5 we will get here 15. Next term T3. Previous term is T2. In this previous term we have to add common difference D. So this T2 we got 15 plus common difference is 5. So 15 plus 5, 20. Then T4. Previous term is T3. We have to add common difference D. T3 is 20 plus 5 is equal to 25. So here minimum 4 terms are sufficient. First term is 10, second term 15, third term 25, third term 20 and fourth term 25. So therefore AP is 10, 15, 20, 25 and so on. So this way we create AP. If you know the first term and common difference, you can create AP. Followed? One more example we will see from question number 2. Example number 5. First term A is 6 and common difference D is minus 3. So first term T1 is equal to A, which is given 6. To find the second term T2, what we have to do? In previous term T1, we have to add D. T1 is 6 plus D is minus 3. Now here plus into minus, minus. So 6 minus 3. 6 minus 3 is equal to 3. So second term we will get 3. Then third term T3. Previous term is T2. In that we have to add common difference D. T2 we got 3 plus common difference is minus 3. Plus into minus, minus. So 3 minus 3 we will get 0. So third term is 0. Now T4. Previous term is T3 plus we have to add common difference D. So third term we got 0 plus common difference minus 3. Plus into minus, minus. 0 minus 3 we will get minus 3. So this way we got 4 terms. First term 6, second term 3, third term 0 and fourth term minus 3. Therefore, AP is 6, 3, 0, minus 3 and so on. Followed? So this way you have to solve question number 2. Okay? So students, let us see the definition of arithmetic progression. In the given sequence, if the difference between two consecutive terms is constant, then the sequence is called arithmetic progression. And arithmetic progression in short also written as AP. Okay. And as we know that in sequence, each number is called as term according to its position. First position, first term, second term, third term, and it is denoted as T1, T2, T3. And if the sequence or if the AP is infinite, its nth term is written as Tn. So in that sequence, the first term, if the sequence is arithmetic progression, the first term is denoted as A, and the difference between consecutive terms is constant. This difference is called as common difference. This difference is called as common difference and it is denoted as D. First term is denoted as A and the difference between consecutive terms, which is called as common difference, is denoted as D. So we can represent the sequence as suppose the first term is A. To get the next term, what we have to do? We have to add the common difference. So the next term is A plus D. What will be the next term? In previous term we have to add common difference. So A plus D, we will get A plus 2D. Next term A plus 3D. So on. So like this way we can create the sequence. Okay? We can create arithmetic progression. Followed? Now question number 3. In this question some APs are given. From that arithmetic progression we have to find out first term and common difference. Okay. So from that we will see first example. The AP is given 5, 1, -3, -7 and so on. So the first term of this AP is 5. First term is denoted as A. First term A is equal to 5. Then common difference. Common difference is denoted by letter D. So how to find out common difference? Difference between two consecutive terms. So here T2 minus T1 means 1 minus 5. The 1 minus 5 we will get minus 4. So minus 4 is the common difference and 5 is first term. So this way we have to solve question number 3. Let us see one more example. Second AP 0.6, 0.9, 1.2, 1.5 and so on. We have to find out first term. First term is denoted by letter A. So here first term is 0.6. Then common difference. Common difference is denoted by letter D. Second term minus first term. 0.9 minus 0.6. So 0.9 minus 0.6 is equal to 0.3. So this way we have to solve question number 3 from practice set 3.1. Understood? Students, we studied definition of arithmetic progression, how to decide whether the given sequence is AP or not. Now, from the given AP, how to find out the nth term of that AP. Nth term is any term of that AP. So let us see how to find out nth term of the AP. As we know that the first term of the AP is denoted as A and common difference is denoted as D. So according to that, T1 is equal to A. As we know that to create AP we require T1, T2, T3, T4 like that. T1 is equal to first term which is A. To get second term T2, in previous term we have to add common difference. So T2 is equal to A plus D. T3 previous term is equal to T2 plus common difference D. T2 we got A plus D is equal to A plus 2D. Now this 2 we split as 3 minus 1. So A plus, instead of T we can write 3 minus 1 D. Okay, why we took 3? Because it is third term. So 3 minus 1 into D. Next term T4. To get this term, previous term T3 plus we have to add common difference D. Now T3 we got A plus 2D plus D. So A plus 2D plus D we got A plus 3D. Now this 3 we can split as 4 minus 1 because this is fourth term. So we get fourth term as A plus 4 minus 1 into D. Next term T5, fifth term. Previous term T4 plus add common difference D. Fourth term we got A plus 3D plus D. So 3D plus D, A plus 4D. This 4 we can split as 5 minus 1. So A plus 5 minus 1 into D. Okay. So why we took 5 minus 1? Because it is fifth term. Same way if you go on continuing to find nth term. Nth term is denoted as Tn equal to, like this we will get A plus we have to find nth term. So here we got n minus 1 into common difference D. See, same way if you go on continuing you will get nth term. So this is the formula to find nth term of the given AP. Tn is equal to A plus bracket n minus 1 into D. Followed? This is nth term of the AP. Now using this formula, let us solve practice set 3.2. Practice set 3.2, question number 3. Question is, given AP 12, 16, 20, 24 and so on, find 24th term. Now student, like this question carries 2 marks. Okay, AP is given here. Followed? We have to find out 24th term. So to find out 24th term we have to apply nth term formula, and for that we required values. Tn is equal to A plus n minus 1 into D. So we required first value A. So here, as we know that A means the first term, so here first term is 12. Then we required common difference D. So how we got common difference? Second term minus first term. Always we got that way. 16 minus 12 is equal to 4. 4 is the common difference. Then which term we have to find out? 24th term. So n is equal to 24 and 24th term is written as T24. This we have to find out. So this way first we have to write values. Now we will write the formula. We know the formula. Tn is equal to A plus bracket n minus 1 bracket close into D. We want to find out 24th term. So T24 equal to A equal to 12 plus n equal to 24 minus 1 into D equal to 4. So this way we have to substitute values. Follow second step. Therefore T24 is equal to 12 plus 24 minus 1 23 into 4. Therefore T24 is equal to 12 plus, now multiply this, 4 3s are 12, carried 1, 4 2s are 8, 8 plus 1, 9. Therefore T24 is equal to 2 plus 2, 4, 9 plus 1, 10, 104. And then we have to write the answer. Therefore 24th term of given AP is 104. So this way we can apply nth term formula to find out the term of the given AP. Followed? Now question number 6. Find how many 3-digit natural numbers are divisible by 5. Okay. Now here AP is not given, but instead of AP here the question is given. There are 3-digit natural numbers which are divisible by 5. So first we will create AP. AP is 3-digit natural numbers divisible by 5. By 5. So let us find the list of 3-digit numbers which are divisible by 5. So the first 3-digit natural number is 100, which is divisible by 5. Next digit is 105. Next is 110. Okay, so if you go on, you will get 3-digit numbers divisible by 5. So we can't find all the numbers. We will take directly the last 3-digit number which is divisible by 5. So the last 3-digit number which is divisible by 5 is 995. Okay, so this is the AP. From this AP we will get value A is equal to 100, D is equal to second term minus first term, 105 minus 100 is equal to 5. Now in this AP we know the last term, that means Tn. Tn is equal to 995. But in this AP there are how many numbers that we don't know. So how many numbers means n. N we don't know, which we have to find out. Followed the question? Okay. Now again apply Tn formula. So we know the formula. Tn is equal to a plus bracket n minus 1 into d. So you by hearted the formula. Tn is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now substitute values. Tn, this last term is given 995. A is equal to 100. N we don't know, so n minus 1 we will keep as it is, and d is equal to 5, so into 5. Okay, now here we have to multiply this bracket, and this 100 we will take on left hand side. So the next step is 995 minus 100. 995 minus 100 equal to, now multiply n minus 1 this bracket by 5, we will get 5n minus 5. Now 995 minus 100, we will get 895. Take this minus 5 on left hand side, so plus 5 equal to 5n. Now 895 plus 5, we will get 5 plus 5 0, carry 1, 9 plus 1 10, carry 1, 8 plus 1 900 equal to 5n. So we got here simple linear equation. From this we have to find the value of n. So therefore n is equal to 900 divided by 5. So divide. 5 ones are 5, 9 minus 5, 4, we get 40, 5 eights are 40 and 0. So n is equal to 180. So how many 3-digit natural numbers are divisible by 5? 180. So write the answer. Therefore 180 3-digit natural numbers are divisible by 5. So 180 is the answer. Followed how we solved the question?